Hi my people, welcome back to Ladensercrochets. If you're new to the channel, my name is Liz. You're welcome. Kindly subscribe and join the family. In this tutorial, we're going to upcycle a pair of shorts into a skirt, a very beautiful ruffled skirt, and I hope you're going to enjoy this. The reason why I'm upcycling this pair of shorts is because of these stains right here. They are permanent stains and I love this pair of shorts. It's also a bit tight and I feel that changing it into a skirt will be perfect. So we're going to need yarn. I'm going to be using medium weight yarn. Then I'm going to need 2 hooks. One of the hooks should be very small, 1mm crochet hook, and the other one is a 2.5mm crochet hook. Then I'm going to need a pair of scissors for cutting the shorts, a darning needle, a pen for marking, or you can use chalk if you don't want something permanent. You're going to need a measuring tape for taking the measurements. So I'm going to measure from the back part of the pair of shorts because I want to have the pockets left on. So I'll measure up to an inch somewhere below the pockets. So like there's that stain at the back, and so I'm going to measure for 11 inches in all the points, that is both the back and the front part of the shorts. And then I'll get my marker and mark that 11th inch mark. Then I'm just going to move to another point on the back part and measure the 11 inches. I'm going to measure the middle part from the top, measure for 11 inches and mark. Then I'm going to move the measuring tape to another point on the shorts and measure the 11 inches. I just want to create a straight line so that when I'm cutting, I'll be able to cut it perfectly. Then I'll move to the other side and still measure the 11 inches right there and then mark. Then I'll move it to the edge on the other side and mark the 11 inches. Now after that, I'll turn my short like this, and using those marks that I've created, I'm going to draw a straight line. If you have a ruler, then I think it will be better if you use the ruler instead of the measuring tape. But if we can use the measuring tape like me, then that is well and good. So just draw the lines on both sides of the pair of shorts. So I'm moving to the other side and drawing the line. Like I've mentioned, the line are meant to ensure that when I'm cutting, I'm going to cut in a straight line and that it's not going to be crooked. So just mark, and then after marking, I'm going to get my pair of scissors and then cut along those lines that I've marked. So I have my pair of scissors right there, and then I'll just cut. So go on, cut. Mark and cut your pair of shorts just like I'm doing. After cutting that off, here is what has remained. Most of the stains have gone. I still have a few stains on the skirt, but I can deal with them. This is my skirt now on the front part of the skirt, and it's time to start doing the extension using crochet. And to do that, we're going to start by measuring. As you can see, my stains are almost the same color as the yarn that I'm using, so I think I'll be able to mask those ones and they'll not be as visible as they were before. Now we're going to get the measuring tape, and using the centimeter side of the measuring tape, we're going to make points 1 centimeter apart. So I'll get my marker and then I'll be measuring 1 centimeter all the way around the bottom part of the skirt. Just keep marking like this until you've gone all the way around the bottom part of the skirt. That is, you want to mark both the front part and the back part of the skirt 1 centimeter apart. I'll go on, make those marks, and then I'll be back once I'm done with the markings. Once we're done making the marks, we're going to turn our work to the back part. That is, we turn the skirt to the back side, and then we're going to start from the middle part of the back part. You're going to get the small hook, the 1 millimeter crochet hook, and in one of the marks at the back in the middle, you're going to put your hook through, just like this. So the reason why we're using a smaller hook is because it's able to go through the denim. Now grab the yarn and put it over the hook and pull it through. And then we're going to leave a shorter end over there, then chain 1. We're going to go through the next mark that we made. Just push your hook through and pull up a loop so that you get 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops to complete a single crochet. Go into the next mark. Make sure that you're not making your stitches too tight. Be loose with the stitches and do a single crochet right there at the point where the next mark was. Then insert your hook into the next mark and push the hook through to create a gap, a hole where you're going to pull the yarn through. Get 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops to complete a single crochet. This process is a bit slow, so you're going to need to be patient with this very first row. We go into the next mark and put our hook through, then push through so that we are able to grab the yarn on the other side. And now we're going to continue this process all the way round the bottom part of that short. Into the next mark, grab the yarn, do a single crochet. I'm coming to the end of that first row and I'm just placing my single crochets into the gaps, as you can see. Then I need to do a single crochet very close to that hem. Then the final single crochet is going to be on top. So just push your hook through. Make sure that you create a single crochet right there. You don't have to go through up to the other side. You can just go through the upper part because it's like we have two materials overlapping each other right there. So I've just gone through the top one. Then finally, to complete the row, we slip stitch on top of the first single crochet that we made. So do a slip stitch. And we are done with that first row, and that was the hardest part. The next rows are going to be very simple and you're going to get through this process very fast. You'll be done and you'll have your beautiful skirt. Now change to the next hook, the 2.5 millimeter crochet hook. Insert it into the loop and then we're going to chain 2. The chain 2 is a turning chain and does not act as a stitch. And then we're going to begin from that very first stitch. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the stitch and do 2 double crochets into that same stitch. Then we're going to go to the next stitch, and into the next stitch we're going to hook 3 double crochets into the same stitch. So 2 and 3. Go into the third stitch and place 3 double crochets in the same stitch. So place 1, 2 and 3. Into the fourth stitch we're going to place 3 double crochets. That is 1, then the second one and the third one. Into the next stitch 3 double crochets. So basically we're placing 3 double crochets into every stitch. So every single crochet stitch gets 3 double crochets, and I'm going to work all the way around, and I'll be back once I'm done placing the 3 double crochets into every stitch. I'm coming to the end of that second row with the 3 double crochets in every stitch. As you can see, it's creating a ruffled effect, which is what I was going for. If you don't want the ruffled effect, you want your skirt tight, straight, you can just do 2 double crochets into every stitch instead of 3, or you can do 2 and alternate with 1. So now I'm placing the 3 double crochets into my last stitch. Then to complete row 2, I'm going to do a slip stitch on top of the chain 2 that I started with. Do a slip stitch right there, then chain 2 and turn to begin row 3. Now for row 3, we're going to work just 1 double crochet. So this is what we have. You can see the ruffled effect that I was talking about. Now let's start row 3, and we start in the second stitch. We're going to work the last stitch, the first stitch, as we come to the end. So start with the second stitch and work 1 double crochet into every stitch. So a double crochet into the second stitch and a double crochet into all the stitches around. Make sure you're placing just 1 double crochet into each of the previous double crochets. Now keep going, and I'll meet you at the end of row 3, that is. I'm at the end of round 3, and I'm just placing my 1 double crochet into the remaining few stitches before the end, as you can see. So now just keep going, 1 double crochet into every stitch. And remember, I was to place a double crochet into the first stitch. So don't forget that very first stitch where we did not place the double crochet, and then do a slip stitch on top of the chain 2 to complete row 3. Chain 1 after that. So let me show you what I have so far after the 3 rounds. And now we are ready to begin row 4. These are rows. Because we are turning, we are working rows and not rounds. So chain 2 and turn to begin row 4. Row 4 is the same as row 3. We're just placing 1 double crochet into the second stitch, and we're going to place the last double crochet into the very first stitch that we've not worked. Then a double crochet into the stitch that follows, a double crochet next, a double crochet into the next stitch, and place 1 double crochet all the way around till you get to the end of row 4. We're going to keep repeating these rows, and the row that we're repeating is row 3 until we have the full length of the skirt that we want. So just 1 double crochet into every stitch. At the end of every row, you're going to chain 2 and turn. Now let me measure these and see how far along I am with the length of the skirt. I'm at 12 inches, and I want to work until I get to between 15 to 18 inches. I'll decide once I get there. If 15 is okay with me, I'll go with 15. If 17 is okay, I'll go with 17. I might even go up to 18. So now I'll just keep doing my rows, and I'll come back once I have the full length of the skirt. Once you get to the end, just do the last double crochet and then a slip stitch on top of the chain 2, then chain 1. Get your pair of scissors and cut off the yarn, and we're done. You're leaving an end that we're going to weave in, pull through and fasten. Then get the darning needle and weave in that end that has remained after you've cut off the yarn. So just put your yarn through the darning needle, take it to the inside part of the skirt because you want to weave it in on the inside, and that is what I'm doing. Then after that, I'll just weave it in through the stitches, making sure that the needle is in between the stitches and it's not visible on the other side of the skirt. I'll then go on and grab the other end that we created when we reconnected the yarn, and then weave it in. My skirt is done, and this is what we have. So I'm going to get a measuring tape and show you the length of the skirt that I've done. So get the measuring tape and measure. Of course, you are measuring as you go, and I've done a total of 16 rows of double crochets. This gives me a total length of 18 inches. And my skirt is perfect. I love it. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the tutorial. If you've enjoyed the tutorial, kindly leave a like. Leave a comment too, telling me what you think about this project and whether you think I should stick to just crochet or I should do more upcycled projects. Do not forget to share, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and see you in the next tutorial.